When people think of anti-war songs, many would list John Brown, For What It's Worth, Give Me Shelter, One, and With God on Our Side. But when Australians think of anti-war songs, the first songs that come to mind are probably Khe Sanh, I Was Only 19, and perhaps the song that is most considered to be Australia's anthem, and the band played Waltzing Matilda, Eric Bogle, 1971. The song, written about the World War I Battle of Gallipoli, is about the futility of war and criticizes those who glorify it. Eric Bogle actually incorporated the melody and the lyrics of the 1895 song Waltzing Matilda by Banjo Patterson. For those of you who do not know, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, workers would wander or waltz the bush and the countryside looking for work. They would carry their swag or their bedroll and belongings, which they referred to as Matilda. When I reacted to Redgum's I Was Only 19 this past Anzac Day, hundreds of people recommended that I react to Khe Sanh, which I will do at a later date, and the band played Waltzing Matilda. So in honor of Veterans Day, I thought I would finally sit down and react to it. I've not heard this song yet, but obviously I have researched it. And because of copyright reasons, unfortunately, I am going to have to stop the song at least a few times, but I will try to do that in the beginning of the song, especially considering just how emotional it is. And yes, if you saw my Redgum reaction, then you know I am a crier, so I am prepared for this. Let's get to it.
I wrote this song 1971. Now, the mathematicians will work out that was 38 years ago. Can't believe that, but this is how old this song is. And I wrote it after I saw my first Anzac Day march in Australia, which was in Canberra in 1971. And I wrote this song, and here it is.
And I do have the lyrics right here, so I can follow along.
Next year, John and I celebrate our 30th anniversary together. I bought him a gold watch. I bet you're glad I came into that Salvation Army hostel.
And rescued me.
Now when I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life on the roller. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, oh, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time you stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, the flag waving in tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli.
The Battle of Gallipoli, one of Churchill's biggest failures, is actually one of the most significant battles in all of Anzac history. I believe it was the first time that Australian and New Zealand forces came together to fight. Unfortunately, New Zealand lost about 3,000 soldiers and Australia lost about 10,000.
How well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and of how in that hell that they called Sulva Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was waiting, he primed himself well, He showered us with bullets and he rained us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat he'd blown us all to hell. Nearly blew us right back to Australia. But the band played Waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs, and we started all over again.
I think that was referring to some kind of ceasefire that they had for like 24 hours or something. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about this battle, but if you do want to explain a little bit about this in the comments, I would appreciate it. My last comment for the song, I'm definitely getting a folksy bluegrass vibe from this.
And those that were left, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me off over the head, and when I woke up in me hospital bed and saw what it had done, oh, I wished I was dead. Never knew there was worse things than dying. For I'll go no more waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and free, to hum tent and pegs a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. So they gathered the crippled, the wounded, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Sula. And as our ship sank into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve, to mourn, or to pity. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway, but nobody cheered. They just stood and stared, then they turned their faces away. And so now, every April, I sit on me porch
Anzac
and
Day.
I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reviving old dreams of past glories. The old men march slowly, old bones stiff and sore, the tired old heroes from a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band plays Waltzing Matilda. The old men still answer the call, but as year follows year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, and their ghosts may be heard as they march by that billabong. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. Thank you very much. God bless.
Why were they marching? Why did they fight? I think that's what the song kind of boils down to. Was there any point in World War I? Is there any point in war? It's a very simple song. It's a ballad. It's a poem, and I can understand why it is so significant to the people of Australia. And in all honesty, I can see this song being significant to every country. It's not just about World War I. It's not just about the Anzacs. It's about all armies and all wars and all veterans coming home. Coming home from war, completely changed, maimed, a different person. As I was listening to the lyrics, I did have a lot of imagery of some of the stuff I saw and experienced in Iraq. You know, mostly just the soldiers with missing legs and just really horrific stuff. I didn't want to stop the video, but if someone wants to explain what Sulva Bay was and what a billabong is, I would appreciate it. I will put my redgum, I was only 19 reaction right here, and once I react to K-San right here, lest we forget.